Dr. Sumit Grover. You can call me by my first name, Sumit. The person who is narcissistic has specific characteristics and traits of having always an overwhelming need to have power, entitlement, and control over not only a relationship but in various situations too. And to satisfy their false self, which they have created for themselves and for the world as a coping mechanism of their developmental issues of childhood or the way their personality has developed, that has specific techniques and tactics which they use on a person who is a victim. One of the very manipulating technique and tactic which they use is gaslighting. So today's topic is about gaslighting, how gaslighting is a structured and an intentional manipulation with couple of case studies out of experience of my patients. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation in which the narcissistic person creates a doubt in the mind of victim that they are not perceiving the experiences and the situations and even the feelings or thoughts or thinking of the other person in the world or in various situations in a right way. By throwing this manipulation, of course, the person with narcissistic disorder or a narcissistic person is trying to meet the main objective and the aim, which is to control the person's emotions, thinking, and also their life as a whole. Out here, when I say that yes, it is a structured and intentional manipulation, and also when I'm talking about losing self-faith, you must be wondering, these are the words which I am bombarding, and you must have not heard much about them linked to narcissistic personality disorder. But according to my research, I do believe in that yes, that gaslighting is a structured and an intentional way, even though it's a coping mechanism to retain their false self which they have created in front of public. I will tell you with examples how it is structured. For example, in one of the cases of my patients, a husband and wife, husband was a narcissistic personality and a narcissistic person, and the wife was in relationship since past 15 years, and the dynamics were that they both were dancing a complicated dance of the wife having borderline personality disorder and the husband having narcissistic personality. So they went and visited the wife's family to plan a vacation. So out there, it was discussed where they're going to go, when they're going to start, what is the plan. And the husband is sitting there and he is saying okay to few things. And then when they come back, and as the time comes nearby for a vacation, the husband says, no, we are not going. This was never planned. And the wife, who is now being gaslighted, that no, honey, what are you thinking? Are you imaginal? I think you're delusional. We never discussed this. This never happened. What are you talking about? And the wife then tries to challenge this gaslight and says, no, I remember you did say this in front of my mom, that we are going on a cruise to Europe and we booked the cruise and we are leaving. He said, nobody took permission from me to book this cruise. No, this never happened. If you noticed, I was silent throughout that meeting and I never said yes. And my silence doesn't mean yes. And out here, the wife is completely confused and she starts self-doubt doubting that actually, did he say yes or did he not say yes? Or was it that my parents planned it or my sister planned it? Absolutely, the narcissistic person is at denial that they even said yes or were the part of that meeting. Now, if the wife starts challenging gaslighting, which is been done, causing confusion, then it's another end of the spectrum of the empathy, you see, starting from, no, 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 you are delusional. I think you need treatment. I have concerns about you, leading to anger and threat. If even you step out of this house and go for this vacation, we are done. And done means done. We are done. Don't come back. Then you can live with your parents in your parents' house forever. So this is another trait of a person which we can say is a after effect or a residual effect of when the victim challenges the gaslighting to retain themselves and to retain their self-confidence or thinking and not to be confused. So very clear that if the person who is gaslighted, the victim, tries to challenge the gaslighting which has been done, that no, I do remember that the things didn't happen this way, so the anger comes out and another trait, and the person loses control and becomes impulsive, which can also lead to physical abuse. Now, how I say it is intentional, because this is with another case study, which I'll give an example, a case study of two siblings. The older sibling, narcissistic person, and the younger one who had always been a victim. So the younger one has borderline personality disorder, developed out of insecurity and lack of love and care, and a neglected wild child. And the older one, always a golden child, intelligent, smart, kept at the high pedestal. Whenever there are important decisions to be taken in the family is waiting for her decision, and they will follow because they really trust her smartness and her intelligence. And the younger one, the younger sister, is always being a follower and makes the older one as a role model. Now, what happened in one of my patients' case, that the younger sibling came to me for therapy, and she, after a certain point, becomes successful in life. She works hard, and then she's respected more in the family, and she is counted as a smart, intelligent person eventually after years together, and her decisions and her thinking are also being taken into consideration in the entire family. So now out here, the older one, she is losing the position and depositioning, and is being depositioned by the family. And because she is narcissistic, she had kept herself at a certain entitlement of always trying to be a leader and to lead any event or anything which happens in the family, does not like that, and she starts throwing her manipulations and gaslighting on the younger sister. So out here, when the younger sibling came for therapy to me, she did mention that there were certain structured and intentional denials as part of gaslighting, which makes us support that yes, gaslighting can be structured and intentional gaslighting, because she gave a very good example in which the younger sibling decided to buy a car, and she did discuss with her sister, narcissistic sister, that yes, I'm going to buy this car. And the sister at that time had a good full-blown talk. Why do you want this car? Why is such expensive this car? This is going to be high. I'm not going to like it. All that pushing her down and belittling her was done. Later on, when the car was bought by the younger sibling, she mentioned, and they also said, "Oh, you never told me that you're buying a new car. Well, we talked about it. No, we talked about it, but I don't think it was confirmed by you that you are actually going to buy it. So, out here, a very structured and intentional denial does give us evidence that sometimes narcissistic people do partially use structured and planned intentional gaslighting as part of manipulation. A very good example of this is that if you are telling a person, you are horrible looking, you are ugly, you look fat, you are very, very fat, you need to lose weight, hey, you are fat. If you're going to tell the person the same thing every day, every time, every moment, then the point is going to come when the person is going to start thinking, yes, I am fat. People say I'm fat, so that means I'm fat. He loves me to death. She loves me to death. And if she's saying that I'm fat, then I am surely fat, because they are believing in that person. So this is the same thing which happens between a relationship between a person who is narcissistic and who's having narcissistic victim syndrome, that the person who's a victim believes blindfolded in the person who is narcissistic. And this is going on for years together, and layers are developed, because out here, the main aim and the objective of the narcissistic person is to control the person's or the victim's mind, emotions, thinking, and everything, including that I know better how you can be happy because you are not happy at present. So you should feel happy my way. Layers of telling the person repeatedly you're fat. Then the gaslighting starts. Oh, you told me last time that I'm fat. I never told you that you're fat. So out here, you are thinking it on your own because you yourself feel and think you are fat. So the gaslighting starts. So it's very clear that this is partially or completely somewhat intentional, right? So gaslighting can be partially intentional and structured for sure. So I hope you did like my this concept or this recording about gaslighting. But to end, what I will say and conclude to all those people who are going through narcissistic victim syndrome, life is short and life is long too. So think about it. If you want to drain yourself so much and consume yourself so much emotionally, mentally, and even physically, when you go through physical abuse, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? And most of the people, some of the people who are with narcissistic people do get compassion fatigue. That's another topic which we can talk about later. Most of the time, the carers who are taking care of disabled people for years after years or months after months, like nurses, they get compassion fatigue. But in case of people who are going through domestic violence in relationships, they linger on the relationship with the hope and the thought process that my love will change him or her, and I will change him, and I'll be successful one day. But as far as narcissistic personality disorder is concerned and narcissistic people are concerned, they don't change quickly because they don't want to change, because they're at denial. They're not accepting that it's a problem. For them, no, I don't have a problem. I'm not narcissistic. What are you talking about? You're abusing me by using that word. So they never accept that they need changes. But well, anyhow, decision is yours. And all the best to you guys. And I will come back to you with the next series of about narcissistic personality disorder or narcissistic victim syndrome. Have a good night. Have a good day. All the best.